I just wanted to come on here and make this quick video pointing out the blatant hypocrisy surrounding what I'm about to talk about right here. Now, I briefly talked about it a little bit in my live stream that I did yesterday, talking about the whole Leaving Neverland so-called documentary, and basically how it was a hit piece against Michael Jackson. And when we ended that discussion, we went into some other things, and the topic of that movie Hustlers that stars J-Lo and I think Keke Palmer is in it. And this person you see right here on your screen, who is the topic of discussion, was in it. And that, of course, is Cardi B. Now, the movie is basically about these strippers who basically trick these these wealthy white men into getting their money and stealing their stuff and everything like that. Flip the roles. If that was men doing that, you already know the feminist groups would have been out there raging about it, where you know the whole spill, but it's okay when women do it. And ironically, this movie was based on a true story. You would think it would be based on Cardi B, especially since what she said a couple months ago. Now, a few months ago, she admitted on her live stream, on her Instagram live, that when she was stripping, she would trick men. She would drug them and then take their money, and sometimes in some cases have sex with them without them knowing, and also invite trannies into the room as well, unbeknownst to the man, because he was so intoxicated or he was drugged up, so he doesn't know what happened to him. But nothing happened to her, and it seemed like every time that came up as a topic of discussion, she ended up winning awards, and now she's in a movie. Now, the movie in the box office came in at number 2. I looked it up. It made like $33 million, I think, on its opening weekend. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it got an 87 of a score. Now, take it back 3 years. Nate Parker released his film Birth of a Nation, The Birth of a Nation, which was helmed to be one of the biggest movies to come out that year. It was supposed to win all of these awards, and of course, it ended up getting stalled because his film got sabotaged by the same groups of women and other people that should have came out against this, but did not. He got sabotaged hard. He didn't win any awards. He pretty much got shut out. He pretty much got blackballed by Hollywood briefly. So now he's working to bring himself back up into the spotlight with his new film called American Skin. Now, his stuff was brought up and dug up from the past, from at the time, well, almost, it was years ago. It was decades ago. It was back like in the late 90s, I believe. He went to court. He was found not guilty, and he was able to go on. It was proven that he didn't do it. But he ended up getting so much backlash because it came back up into the light. And many of our own helped and assisted with that. Meanwhile, Cardi B admits a few months ago what she did, and nothing happens to her. Instead, people continue to reward her and have continued to reward her. In fact, that by going out this weekend to see this movie, did y'all think I was going to miss that blatant hypocrisy? One thing you don't want to do is try to pull the wool over someone's eyes who has a very good goddamn photographic memory, because it's very hard for me to forget a lot of stuff. So most likely the people who went out and saw this movie were probably some of the same ones who told people not to go see The Birth of a Nation because Nate Parker did this. Mind you, it was just mere accusations, and he was found not guilty. He was acquitted. Like, he didn't do it. And it's crazy because there's a lot of people who say, unfortunately, some of our own women claim they don't like white women so much, but they came to the defense of a deceased white woman and automatically assumed that because when she killed herself, that it was because of what happened all those years ago. Mind you, the incident allegedly happened in 1999. She killed herself in 2012. You're talking well over 10 years. You don't know what that woman was going through in her personal life, and I highly doubt that it was from that. But many people use that as a reason to continue to go after and attack that man and his film, making up lies like that Cancer Phillips saying that there was a rape scene in the movie and she didn't even see it. Then you had Gabrielle Union, who was in the movie, going to talk ill against Nate Parker after he put her ungrateful ass in his movie. See what I mean? But I bet you they went out and saw this and loved it to death. They're basically championing that a woman can do something like this, whether in real life or on screen. But if a man was to do something like this, on screen anyway, it would be frowned upon. And you wonder why it's called a gynocracy.